The Academy recently released a press statement revealing that 74 songs are eligible for the Best Original Song category this year, but like the rest of the categories, only 5 can actually be nominated. Hey everyone, it's Alex again, and I am back with another 88th Academy Awards update video. Today I am here to bring you the contenders for Best Original Song when official nomination time comes. So first I'm going to reveal the rules and eligibility for Best Original Song, and then I'm going to reveal the 74 contenders that voters have to choose from this year. So, what are the rules for Best Original Song? Well, let's get started. So these are the exact words in which the Academy defines an original song. An original song consists of words and music, both of which are original and written specifically for the motion picture. There must be a clearly audible, intelligible, substantive rendition, not necessarily visually presented, of both lyric and melody, used in the body of the motion picture or as the first music cue in the end credits. So that's very important right there. The song has to be played either in the movie itself or at the beginning of the end credits, so that way the audience will have heard at least some of it. If it's a song that plays at the very end of the end credits but is also on the film's soundtrack, then it's not eligible, because 99% of the time most people do not stay in the theater after the end credits start rolling. And those who do stay may stay just to see maybe the actors' names or something, but very rarely will they stay for the entire end credits, unless they know that there's a scene that comes after the end credits. But even then, an original song would not be eligible there, and usually the only films these days to include after credit scenes are Marvel movies. So that's what an original song is in the eyes of the Academy. Here are the factors that make it eligible, apart from when the song is played in the movie. The work must be created specifically for the eligible feature-length motion picture. The work must be the result of a creative interaction between the filmmaker and the composer and/or songwriters who have been engaged to work directly on the motion picture. The work must be recorded for use in the motion picture prior to any other usage, including public performance or exploitation through any media whatsoever. Only the principal composer or songwriter responsible for the conception and execution of the work as a whole shall be eligible for an award. Expressly included from eligibility are all of the following. Number 1, music supervisors. Number 2, partial contributors, i.e. any writer not responsible for the overall design of the work. Number 3, contributors working on speculation. Number 4, producers and/or arrangers not responsible for the creation of the original song or score. So what that basically means is only the main composer can be nominated for this Oscar. If you were a composer that maybe only wrote 2 lines worth of material, then you're usually not eligible. However, it is possible for more than one person to get nominated, and here's how that can happen. No more than 2 statuettes will normally be given in the original song category. A 3rd statuette may be awarded when there are 3 essentially equal writers of a song. The Music Branch Executive Committee has the right, in what it alone determines to be a very rare and extraordinary circumstance, to award a 4th statuette. In cases where an established musical group has authored a song, a single statuette may be awarded under the group name in place of individual statuettes for each songwriter. Each of the credited songwriters must agree to the single group statuette option by signing and returning a group award form prior to the submission deadline. Requests for a group statuette are subject to final approval by the Music Branch Executive Committee. So if a rock band or a country band or whatever writes a song and that song gets nominated, if they want to have an Oscar just be awarded to the group as a whole instead of all 3 or 4 or 5 members, then they have the option to do that. However, most bands that are nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song go with the first option of each member, if all of them wrote the song, getting their own statuette should they win. And this is one of those categories where you can't be a contender for a nomination unless your work is actually submitted by you. It says here, submissions may be made prior to the film's Los Angeles County qualifying run, but must be made no later than 60 days after such opening or by 5 p.m. Pacific Time on Wednesday, December 2nd, 2015, whichever comes first. And then as for how all of these are packaged together and sent to voters for choosing, here's how that works. A reminder list of works submitted in the original song category and a compilation of the song clips will be sent to all members of the music branch, who shall watch the clips and then vote in the order of their preference for not more than 5 achievements in the category. And obviously, those 5 songs that receive the highest number of votes become the official Best Original Song nominees. But then here's the last important thing. A maximum of 2 songs may be nominated from any one film. If more than 2 songs from a film are in contention, the 2 songs with the most votes will be the nominees. In the past, sometimes as many as 3 songs from one film had competed in this category, but a few years ago the Academy decided to rewrite the rules and only allow 2 songs at the most, so that way more films would have a chance to compete in this category every year. So now it's time to reveal what the 74 contenders for Best Original Song are. And as I read these, you're going to notice that some films will have a lot of songs eligible, because you can submit pretty much as many songs as you want, but as I said before, only 2 songs from each film can actually be chosen. And while I think I have a good idea songs might be chosen at this point, you never know. There's always a lot of pleasant surprises in this category, because a lot of these songs are from films I've never heard of. And to anyone who's from India or of Indian descent, I apologize in advance before I read these, because there are a lot of songs on this list that are from Bollywood movies, and as a result, the names of these songs are in languages like Hindi. So if I mispronounce any of the words, I am very, very sorry. They look like they're pronounced the way they're spelled, but with some languages, you know, appearance can be deceiving in terms of how things are pronounced versus the way they are spelled. So we'll see. The 74 contenders for Best Original Song are Happy from Altered Minds, Home from Alvin and the Chipmunks' The Road Chip, None of Them Are You from Anomalisa, Stem to the Rose from Becoming Bulletproof, The Mystery of Your Gift from Boy Choir, I Run from Chirac, Pray for My City from Chirac, Sit Down for This from Chirac, Strong from Cinderella, So Long from Concussion, Fighting Stronger from Creed, Grip from Creed, Waiting for My Moment from Creed, Don't Look Down from Danny Collins, Hey Baby Doll from Danny Collins, Dream Song from The Diary of a Teenage Girl, It's My Turn Now from Dope, Ya Rahem Maula Maula from Duktar, Earned It from 50 Shades of Grey, Love Me Like You Do from 50 Shades of Grey, Salted Wound from 50 Shades of Grey, Hands of Love from Freeheld, See You Again from Furious 7, Brother from Godspeed the Story of Paige Jones, As Real as You and Me from Home, Dancing in the Dark from Home, Feel the Light from Home, Red Balloon from Home, Two of a Crime from Hot Pursuit, Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground, I'll See You in My Dreams from I'll See You in My Dreams, The Movie About Us from Ingrid Bergman in Her Own Words, Umiyalenganumundo from Jalam, Kudu Vaikan from Jalam, Pakalpathi Chari from Jalam, Yatra Manoradhamerum from Jalam, Lost in Love from Jenny's Wedding, True Love Avenue from Jenny's Wedding, Hypnosis from The Prophet, Juntos Together from McFarland USA, The Light That Never Fails from Maru, The Crazy Ones from Miss You Already, There's a Place from Miss You Already, Joanna from Mordecai, Little Soldier from Pan, Something's Not Right from Pan, Paranoid Girl from Paranoid Girls, Better When I'm Dancin' from the Peanuts movie, Pink and Blue from Pink and Blue Colors of Hereditary Cancer, Flashlight from Pitch Perfect 2, Birds of a Feather from Poached, Still Breathing from Point Break, Manta Ray from Racing Extinction, Cold One from Ricky and the Flash, Torch from Rock the Casbah, Someone Like You from the Rumper Butts, Anakon Me Samaye Deal from Salt Bridge, Bakpana Ta from Salt Bridge, Kanpe Laje Tum from Salt Bridge, Kya Batown Tuhe from Salt Bridge, Lejaye Jo Dor Tumze from Salt Bridge, Najane Kitni Dur from Salt Bridge, Suka Hi Rang Dalo from Salt Bridge, Feels Like Summer from Shaun the Sheep Movie, Phenomenal from Southpaw, Writings on the Wall from Spectre, Squeeze Me from the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water, Teamwork from the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water, Who Can You Trust from Spy, Came to Win from Sweet Mickey for President, Mean Ol' Moon from Ted 2, Love Was My Alibi from The Water Diviner, Fine on the Outside from When Marnie Was There, and finally Simple Song number 3 from Youth. I can't really pass a verdict on all these songs because most of them I haven't heard, but if I had to take a guess at what might be nominated, I think the ones that are locks at this point for a nomination are See You Again from Furious 7. I already talked about how I don't really like that song too much in my Golden Globes video. I can understand why a lot of people like it. I mean, it's not the worst song in the world, but I felt it could have been done a lot better. But I think at this point it's a lock for a nomination because, you know, it got a Golden Globe nomination. As I'll reveal in my Critics' Choice video, little spoiler alert, it got a Critics' Choice nomination. It got Grammy nominations for Song of the Year, as well as I think Best Song from a Movie. And at this point, it may actually even win. You know, I think it's a strong contender to not only win, but if not win, at least be in the top 2 or 3 likely to win. Let's see what else. Writings on the Wall from Spectre. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about that song because it's been getting nowhere near the praise that Adele's Skyfall theme got, but it seems like a safe contender at this point because it's a James Bond theme song. A lot of James Bond theme songs have been nominated in the past. Skyfall was actually the first James Bond theme song to win in this category. I don't know if Writings on the Wall is going to win. It probably won't, but considering how Sam Smith is one of the biggest artists around right now and how he swept the Grammys earlier this year, he didn't win the Album of the Year prize, but he won like Best New Artist, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year. So he won 3 out of the 4 big categories there. As we'll see, there's quite a lot of the best song nominees this year are done by like the really top current artists, which is pretty rare because Oscar voters usually like to go for more classical artists or more renowned artists. Simple Song number 3 from Youth, I think, will probably get in because it got a Golden Globe and also got a Critics' Choice nomination. Another spoiler there. Haven't listened to it yet, but I'm now going to have to. Let's see. Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground, I think, will be a strong contender because it's written and performed by Lady Gaga. And I know some of you right now might be thinking, really? Lady Gaga, an Oscar contender? And I would have thought that too, to be honest, because I haven't really been a huge fan of Lady Gaga's music. I don't necessarily call myself a huge fan of her music. But I'll admit, I was absolutely stunned earlier this year with her Sound of Music 50th anniversary tribute at the Oscars. I remember when the press release came out that she was going to perform on the Oscars, I was like, really? Why? Because when they announce a certain artist is performing, you don't know what they're going to be performing unless you know they sang a song that is nominated in the Best Song category. But Lady Gaga last year, she hadn't sung any of the nominees for Best Original Song, and so I had no idea what her musical thing was going to be. I thought maybe is she going to sing during the in memoriam? But they had Jennifer Hudson do that, and she was probably the better choice to do that. But Lady Gaga, wow, her rendition of a medley of songs from The Sound of Music, that was just absolutely stunning. And then after she was done, Julie Andrews came on stage and gave her a little hug because Julie Andrews had been scheduled to present the next award after that, and she said in interviews later that she really, really loved Lady Gaga's tribute. So it's partly because of that that I'm not upset about Lady Gaga being a potential Oscar contender. But the other reason why I'm not upset is because the song she's written is about rape. The Hunting Ground is a documentary about rape, specifically rape on college campuses, and how it's often been covered up, or how blame has often been assigned to the victim rather than the rapist in order to try and make the case go away. So, and Lady Gaga herself has revealed in interviews that she was a victim of rape when she was like 19. So, obviously a song like this is going to come from a very personal viewpoint. And so I imagine it's going to be nothing at all like some of her hit songs like Poker Face or Bad Romance or anything like that. Plus, she's written the song with one of the most acclaimed songwriters in the music business, Diane Warren, who has still never won an Oscar, even though she's been nominated, I think, like 7 times. So maybe a lucky 8th nomination will be the push for her to win. So we'll see what happens there. And even though it's kind of rare to see Best Original Song nominees in a documentary film, it does happen. And a song in a documentary actually won about 9 years ago. Melissa Etheridge won an Oscar for her song I Need to Wake Up, I think it's called, from Al Gore's global warming documentary, An Inconvenient Truth. So we'll see what happens here. So don't count Till It Happens to You out of the race. Let's see what else. 50 Shades of Grey could probably pop up back in here. It's not something I want to see, kind of like how I don't want to see anything from Furious 7 in here. But since it's been getting a lot of nominations everywhere, Golden Globes, Grammys, and Critics' Choice Awards, another spoiler, I wouldn't be surprised if it pops up in here, particularly Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding. That seems to be the song everyone likes the most, so we'll see what happens there. One of the songs from Home could get in, because Oscar voters love songs from animated movies, and there aren't a lot of animated movies that have songs this year, and at least not many of the big ones. Neither Inside Out nor The Good Dinosaur are on this list, because Pixar movies often have at least one original song in them that are often nominated, but not this time. Home could probably get in here because there's more options to choose from, but maybe Peanuts movie or Shaun the Sheep movie could sneak in, depending on how voters like the songs. What else is in here? Hands of Love from Freeheld could get in here because, it's a song celebrating love for everybody, gay, straight, bisexual, transgender, all of that. And Freeheld's a movie that I think, kind of slipped under the radar because critically the reviews were quite mixed. Some said it felt more like a TV movie than a theatrical movie. But it deals with the story of this lesbian couple who, one of them is dying of cancer, and she's a retired police officer, and she wants to leave her pension to her girlfriend. It's set about 10 years ago, I believe. This is set during a time when gay people often could not claim their deceased partner's pensions if the partner should die. And this is kind of about the court case that ensued, so that way the police officer's partner could get her pension when she died. And of course, earlier this year, the Supreme Court declared gay marriage to be legal in all 50 states, so it might make voters think about that and give this song a listen. And, however, a problem with this song is that it's sung by one of the most controversial performers out there right now, Miley Cyrus. And I don't think a lot of voters are going to be comfortable with someone like her on the Oscar stage singing that song, because Miley Cyrus has completely shedded her Disney good girl image and has gone like complete rebel bad girl. And admittedly, her music is not very good overall. In fact, the only person I think whose music is worse than hers is Justin Bieber. But Miley Cyrus has probably written and performed one of the most horrible songs in recent memory. It's called Do It, and I tried watching the video for that, and it was so bad, I stopped watching after only 43 seconds. And if you've seen the video, I think you'll understand why I didn't get through it, because it's probably the worst music video I have ever seen. I know I didn't watch all of it, but it was so bad, it honestly wasn't worth watching all the way through. And I don't know how many Oscar voters are aware of the song Do It, but if they are, I imagine they probably didn't like it, and that may serve as a factor in them not nominating this song. Plus, the song hasn't been nominated anywhere else, so that too decreases its chances of getting nominated. But I guess the one positive thing Hands of Love has going for it is that even though Miley Cyrus performs it, I don't believe she wrote it. Because I believe the songwriter who wrote it was probably the other most critically acclaimed female songwriter in the music business, besides Diane Warren, Linda Perry. Surprisingly, One Kind of Love from Love and Mercy not eligible for this list. Why? I don't know, but I guess it must be because it was played at the end of the end credits of Love and Mercy. I'll have to go back and check by watching the movie again. But yeah, so that song's not here, and that can probably be the only reason why, I think, because the Golden Globes nominated it, the Critics' Choice Awards nominated it, another spoiler, but that may be because the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice Awards have less restrictive rules on how a song can be nominated. Basically, their philosophy is if a song is anywhere in the movie, even at the end of the end credits, it's eligible. Whereas the Oscars say, sorry, people have to actually hear the song in order for it to get nominated. But I guess maybe one song that could get in here that hasn't gotten in anywhere else is maybe Cold One from Ricky and the Flash. Because even though that movie was disappointing on a lot of levels, I didn't quite like it as much as I thought I would, the music in that movie was phenomenal. Meryl Streep not only does a great job singing, but she also does a great job of playing the guitar in that movie. And most of the songs in Ricky and the Flash are actually songs by other artists. Because Meryl Streep plays a rock star who plays with her own band at this bar every night, and they usually play covers of songs like American Girl by Tom Petty, My Love Won't Let You Down by Bruce Springsteen. But there is a song that her character plays that her character in the movie wrote, but of course was written by others in real life. But this song was written specifically for this movie, and that's called Cold One. It's actually a really good song. The person who wrote this song was, what's her name? Jenny Lewis. She's a very active musician. She's more well known on the indie rock scene than on the big pop scene, but she's very highly acclaimed by music critics. She was the singer of that band, Rilo Kiley, and she also used to be a child actress. In the 80s and 90s, she starred in a lot of movies and TV shows. Her most famous is probably The Wizard. She starred as the girl in that movie, opposite Fred Savage. I've never seen The Wizard in full, but I know it's a video game-oriented movie where a bunch of kids go on a road trip so that they can be the first to play the new one. But I really like that song, so hopefully maybe that'll be a surprise nominee. If I were an Oscar voter in the music branch, I'd pick that song. So those are all the contenders for Best Original Song. If I had to guess which songs would be nominated, I'd say the official nominees will be Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground, See You Again from Furious 7, Writings on the Wall from Spectre, Simple Song No. 3 from Youth, and Cold One from Ricky and the Flash. Those are my picks. Those are my predictions right now. As for which of those would actually win, I'd say it'd be either Till It Happens to You or See You Again. The one I'd want to win the most from that list is probably Cold One. But we'll see once the actual Best Original Song nominees come out. Well, that's all I have for now, but be sure to check back again soon for more videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.